Okay, so our company is Excelente Inc., and we all have a doing business as Cyberoffice, and our Cyberoffice division of our company basically does everything and anything relating to office practices on the cloud, whether it's storage, document management, signatures, digital signatures, phone systems, customer service systems, just anything that does away with brick and mortar. Okay, so that's who we are. And as you can see in the front page of our website, we engage with your customers on their turf, and they're on websites, they're on email, they're on chat, they're on voice, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're on smartphones, they're everywhere. Okay.
Right.
So, and here's the features we just talked about, and we also can have the customer go on a support ticket system, which integrates also contact us forms, support ticket systems, and all sorts of different ways to get a ticket going that can be processed, passed on to the next person, and completed. We also have live chat software, which also opens up a ticket. We have a knowledge-based software so that as we find common answers to questions, we can have them do self-service, and we can make it to where when they sign up, they have to be in the system, so they kind of get used to the culture of looking up information for themselves. But we're still there for them.
Okay.
Second row, we have voice over IP and call logging, and simply that means that the phone system is on the internet, and the calls are recorded and logged within the customer's file. And there's also extra features as far as sending out faxes, voice broadcasts, and even SMS texts. Okay. We integrate email, and we can do that in any of several ways. Whether it's IMAP. Are you familiar with what IMAP is?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. And so IMAP is just where you synchronize, and if you delete on one side or the other side, it syncs up. POP3 is different. It just downloads it, and then it keeps it in both places, unless you tell it to delete it from the server after so many days. Or you just forward the email. And some people know how to do that easily. We can do any of those. Once an email comes in, a ticket is created. Once that, and after that, the incoming email and the outgoing email are filed in the customer's history file as well. And like I said earlier, they can sign in through Google, Facebook, Twitter. They can create tickets through the social network as well. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. Good.
Okay, so we're going to look at the voice over IP control panel right now. Maybe you can mute. It's kind of loud back there a little bit. So, all right. So this is the control panel for the voice over IP. And basically, just when you first log in, you have an overview of all the calls that have come in. And you can, listen to the recordings. You can forward them. You can do all sorts of things. And man, there's all sorts of things on the right side as far as control. So anyways, in your inbox, you'll see your calls, and you can assign these calls as well. Listen to the messages. You can also save those voicemails if you want to have it in your hard disk somewhere. And then, of course, just like any email system, you have inbox, outbox, sent items for your voicemails. Okay. Activity log gives you a little bit more detail as far as what happened with the phone call, so you can kind of overview things. You'll see who the agent is that's using. It even knows if it's a Skype call. It knows if it's a fax or a cell phone. Okay.
Right. Where it says action, right?
Yep.
It says action, and you see where it's okay. Go ahead.
Yep. And then you have control over, and by the way, all this can be synchronized with Excel in case you just want to have a backup. We can back it up through Excel. We can back it up into hard disks. We can back it up in so many ways. Just, like me, I worry about my data, and I just like it secure in all kinds of places. And also it keeps your companies and people in like a database, okay? And I'll show you later how you can even synchronize that with any database you want, okay?
Right.
So it's really cool. So here's my user information, and it has my cell phone and my email, and it connects my extension, which my extension is 804. Okay, and then different phone numbers that I have that I'm using. You know, you can have as many. You can have conference numbers, the host code, the participation code. You can use it as an intercom, different things, different devices, and you can add numbers. So right, all in the back panel right there. Really nice. You can have options on hash screen, greet, and music on hold. Just a bunch of features. You can control what caller ID they see or not see. Okay. And it just has a lot of features. Won't get into it, but it's very robust. It also handles call handling and forwarding. You know how you want it to. You want a whole group to answer the phone. You want only one person. Which devices. You know, all that. Just a lot of features. How you want it done in sequential order, maybe one after another, simultaneous, etc. Okay.
Okay.
You can have message notifications. And this can be done in so many different ways. I mean, everything from Google Chat to email to texting on your phone to whatever. And then you can control if you want to be online or offline, and you control, you know, how that works. Outbound caller ID. You can choose when you're making your outbound calls what number you want them to see at the time you're making that phone call. You know, you may want to be representing yourself in a different way at that time. So that's how that works.
Okay.
And then here's some of the settings for the fax. You can control different cover pages and how you want to send out your fax. Okay, so that's also really nice. Okay. And you can create as many departments as you want. You know, extension 1, 2, 3, 4. I have customer support, member services, tech support. And I use a representative instead of sales because I do ministry, and the word sales doesn't sound good.
Right.
So it says, you know, to speak to a representative, press 1, instead of to speak to a sales department. That's just what I do.
Okay.
You can have message-only extensions and announcement-only. So they could go to an extension and just hear an announcement or a whole entire message. If you just they want to get information, and they can't leave a message, they can't talk to nobody, but you know, they can just either leave a message or hear an announcement. So just a bunch of little features.
Okay.
And then, of course, you can add all your users here. If your users are not replying to the customer, they're just doing a lot of internal processing, then those are unlimited. You can have as many users as you want. The ones that are interacting with customers
with different extensions, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, but remember, if they're not interacting with the customers and they're just dealing with data and they're processing data and all that, you can have as many people as you want without paying extra users. Okay, and then you can see who's online, who's not. Okay, and then you can download the soft phone. You can also put hard phones, but the quickest, easiest way is to have this soft phone on your computer, and it takes incoming calls, and it does outgoing calls and a bunch of other cool features. You can also, I think you can even do some kind of document management. You can, there's a Ring Me feature, and we can embed a code. This is technical, but we can embed a code on your website so that they can just click a button and it goes right into your phone system. And of course, all your mobile phones have the apps that it can work on, you know.
Okay.
And that's really nice. You have conference dial-in numbers. You have ring out numbers. So if you want to, maybe you have somebody else's phone and you just want to ring it on that phone and still show your caller ID, you can quickly use somebody else's phone. If they're overseas, they can get a Skype or a Google phone number, and they can work it that way.
Okay.
But you don't have to do it that way. There's other ways to do it easier. You can send a fax from right in here, choose the cover page, add the documents. You can schedule it for later, send it now. Okay, so that was the back office. Now we're going to look at the web portal for your customers. As we mentioned, They can communicate in so many different ways. And there's even more ways to communicate, like SMS texting, and those are add-ons. We can, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But basically, these are the channels. And so if you look at our website, and I put a little red circle around the login. This is our website, Cyberoffice. And so when you log in, when the customer logs in, they can sign in either after they've registered through the email and password, or they just sign in through Twitter, Facebook, or Google. And personally, I like to just sign in with Facebook because it's always open, and I hate having to remember passwords. If they went into our chat, and I'll show you that in a little bit, they automatically get in the system. So then later on, if they do want to sign up, they can come down where it says new to Cyberoffice or whatever your company is. They can click it and automatically, where it says no password, they can click it and automatically they'll get a password because they're already in the system. So it just makes it to where if they don't want to sign up, they can still chat. And so it makes it easy, but it still makes it where they can easily be in the system if they want to be, if they're going to interact more. Okay. Here's to the right, to the left, you'll see a red circle, or square, rectangle, where your website can have questions. We can put anything you want in there. So they click on it, and they get one of two options. They can find someone to chat with, or they can submit a support request. So let's look at what happens if they find someone to chat with. Just put the name, email, and put in the question. Boom, we begin chatting. And that's where I tell you they don't have to register, but by putting their email, they're now in the system. So if later they do want to register, it's just a matter of clicking, give me a password, and it's real simple.
Okay.
And then the second way is to submit a support request, and then we can add as many fields as we want right here. So basically, question, details, name. But if you have other questions, they can also record the conversation, and we can take control of the screen, or they can see our screen, and they can click it and record it and save it for their own information for training purposes. You see the little blue button, record video of your screen. Okay?
Yes. And
we can also include a system where if tech support is helping them work with their software and they just don't know what to do, the tech support can get in there and train them and actually control their computer, all built into the system. And that'll encourage them to sign in. And once they get used to signing in, they'll see that it's a really good thing to do, because we'll have announcements and communication, and they can reference the knowledge base, all these things. Okay. So then, if you notice in the red rectangle, it says contact us. So just like any website, there's a contact us. Well, guess what? When they put in the contact us, it does the same thing. It creates a ticket, and it creates a contact, and it can synchronize with your database. And we can even include a marketing, a marketing email campaign. So everybody that signs up from any way that they communicate with you, they'll start getting emails regularly as you create them. And that's something we've been doing for years, email marketing campaigns. So you can just have, as you want, you can create a little campaign and then put it into the system and say, this goes out on the second week, third week, on Christmas, on Easter, whatever. Okay. So the contact us is really nice, and that works with any database as well. You'll see on the right side, we have our contact information for our company there. And that phone number you see, that toll-free number rings into the system. If you called it right now, it would ring our desktop phone, and then it would create a ticket in the back office automatically.
Okay.
And then we could add notes as well. Okay, now the control panel for the admin, I'm going to let Bobby take over, and he's going to do this presentation. Go ahead, Bobby. We don't hear you. We can't hear you, Bobby. Nope, we can hear you.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. is the control panel. Wait, am I on or not? Okay. So this is the control panel for the web portal for the ticketing system.
Okay.
I need you to manage moving it. So this is what the user, when they go to our support ticket site, this is what they're going to see. They can search forums, which will be built eventually through the knowledge database, so that the problems and issues that people have, like how do I withdraw and stuff like that, they can just search it and it'll be answered without even opening up a ticket and talking to an agent or anything. So yeah, if we go to the next slide, first slide, you can see at the top right where it says login. Right, once you click login, you'll be able to be taken to a page where you can log in as an agent or a client. Of course, the client will only see the open tickets that they have submitted, and they can also click on the support tab to the left, and it opens up a live chat interface. So go ahead and go to the next slide. Now, once an agent is logged in, this is his main page right here, the dashboard. And right in the middle is the current tickets that are opened. That's right there is one of them. At the top is a web form. So if they're at your website or something and someone fills out a web form, it puts it into the system as a ticket as well, so you can respond to it. So it covers, not only does it cover support tickets, but it covers chats and web forms and other avenues of getting a hold of the support team.
Okay.
And as a client, once they click on that support tab to the left on the side, this is what happens, and they have to fill in their name, email, and question. And as soon as they click begin chat, the agent, go ahead, go to the next slide. The agent gets notified right there in his dashboard. You see that right at the top right?
No. Yes.
John says, I need help with my withdrawal. And there'll be a beep notification. It'll like beep on your computer. And go to the next slide. And you can accept the chat, and it opens up in this window. And as you can see, Robert Torres responded, what is your username? Because it might be a question of, I need help. Okay, let me look up your account. What's your username? And then they'll respond. To the left, you can assign it to an agent. You can CC it, email it to any of your like supervisors or anything like that. On the type, you can set it as a category, like what type of chat is this? It's a question, normal, priority, and then the tag withdrawal. So you'll be able to search these type of future tickets, and you can resolve people's or answer people's questions much quicker. Then as soon as you're done, you just hit end chat, and it closes out. At the bottom right, you see end chat, the red button. Go to the next slide.
Yes, end chat.
Yep. And as soon as you click end chat, it takes you to this window where the chat is closed, but you can make additional logs where it says public reply right in the middle. Any message in that will be sent to their email, or you can click on an internal note for supervisors or anyone dealing with a specific issue that, say, you couldn't really answer them and they had to go or something, and you put an internal note, and then you can ask your supervisor, hey, I need help with this, and they can pull up that specific chat, and also it becomes a ticket. They pull it up, and they can look at the internal notes and the logs and stuff like that.
Right.
And I want to point out right up at the little black box next to the user guy. If it's clicked on black, it's for the customer can see that. But if it clicks to the button to the right, it's only for internal notes that the customer cannot see. And usually people put their faces, so you'll see their face.
Okay.
And as soon as you're done with this chat, at the bottom right, it says submit as open. And if you click the little arrow, it'll pull up, and once you're done with it, you can submit it as solved or pending, depending on what you know. Yeah.
I see the colors, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
I would put
pending as solved. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I submit it as solved. Go to the next slide. And now, if you come over here, at the top left, you'll see these three little lines where it says views.
Where?
All the way at the left side on the sidebar, there's the three lines.
Yes.
That is called views. This is the views section. And you can see the list of your unsolved tickets, unassigned tickets, et cetera, all the way down to recently solved tickets. And there's one ticket there, and that was the chat that was open with John Doe. So it was recently solved. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one was solved.
Solved tickets.
Yep. And it records it all and saves it all for future reference. Now go ahead and go to the next slide. And this part right here, we're back at the dashboard again. And at the top right where you see voice, the numbers and stuff, that is the voice calling system inside the back office. So the agents can call out, but most of the time when it comes to customer support, they don't necessarily call out. Only when it's like they're dealing with a client where they say, "Could you give me a call back on a different number?" Okay, sure. And so this is a way to call out or receive calls.
Right.
Right.
And someone requests a call. Someone requests to call back.
Right. And go to the next slide. So this is when someone is calling in. It'll have a notification, it'll start ringing, and you'll either have an option to accept or decline. And of course, I accepted it, and go to the next slide. And as soon as you hit accept, you're taken to another window similar to the chat system, but instead this is for the phone call. And so you can make your notes here when you're on the call, and you can categorize it as well, and internal notes, et cetera, et cetera. And as soon as you're done with the call and handling with the client, you can click hang up, or they hang up. Next slide. Next slide.
Tell them it can be assigned to another.
Yeah, and also too, like it can all these tickets, chats, calls, emails that come in, they can be assigned to different agents. Right where it says assignee at the top left of that window, and right now it's selected the support department and then / Robert Torres. You see that?
And one of the things you can use for the tag is you can say this.
You're not unmuted.
Okay, one of the things where it says tag on the left side. Yeah. Okay. So you can tag your call or your email, and you can say, I put great sales call or great support call, or use this for future. So that way, sometimes you're given a good presentation, and you're like, man, that was a great presentation. So tag it, give it a name, and then all your good presentations, then we send it off to one of our transcribers overseas, does it real cheap. They transcribe it, and then we get one of our writers who does real cheap. They convert it into a very, very easy to read script, and then we overseas get one of our voice talent, and then they speak it, and then now you have yourself either a human being, a cartoon, or a voice doing your presentation that you can either put on one of your voicemails or on your website. So that's just something I like to do.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as you click end call, look all the way at the top right. You'll see the phone icon. The call was 10 seconds long, and the phone icon turned yellow. Now you have the option in your settings, in the admin settings, to either not receive calls so you can finish the log before you close out this ticket as solved or pending. Do you see where on the voice panel it says available to take new calls?
Okay.
You see that?
Okay, it's in the bottom right, on your right.
Yeah, on the very right hand side in the voice box, it says that green button that says available to take new calls.
Yeah, I see it.
So,
I see it.
as an agent, before another call comes in, he wants to finish his logs, and right in the middle you see there was a phone recording for 1 minute and 39 seconds long. He will not receive calls until he clicks that button so he can finish up this ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's either a setting if you want it or not. Now the next slide is creating a new ticket. Now, at the very top, on the green panel at the top, on the left-hand side, there's a little plus sign that says Add. Do you see that?
I don't see it. Where is it?
Or to the left, I'm sorry. To the left on the top.
Oh yeah, got you. You're now in new ticket, and then is another option that says Add.
Right. So I had just clicked Add Ticket, and you can create a whole new ticket, and see where it says Requester. I put in Bobby, and that is it would be some of the clients' names that are on the system. So I would have selected Bobby Torres 3, Bobby3 at Cyberoffice.biz, and anything I put in the subject and description, and as soon as I hit Submit as new, it would email them instantly.
Okay.
So it's just kind of communicating to your clients without them submitting a ticket. It's just another option that you have.
Okay.
And so here is the Reports tab. This would be under your, all the way at the bottom left, there's these 3 lines that are pointing up.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the Reports button. And this shows you how many tickets have come in, how many tickets have been solved. Backlogs, meaning they still need to be addressed. Agent touches, how many agents, you can click, once you click on that setting, it'll show you statistics and things like that. The satisfaction rating shows you how many users, as soon as their ticket's closed out or done, they can click on a scale of 1 to 10, how were you satisfied? And they can, you can get reports through that to fix the areas that are lacking, or optimize things better for the clients. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And if you just scroll down on that same page, you'll see statistics that left tickets by channels. There were more mail, like for instance, if someone wanted to contact support, they would type in support@cyberoffice.biz in their Gmail and compose a new message. So most of the tickets have come from email. And then the others have come from chat, phone call, web form, feedback tab, etc. And you can just see where everything's coming from, where most people are communicating from.
Right.
And here's an example of, over time, as the chat system starts to grow and starts to get busier and busier. Now you see that there are 16,000 tickets that have come in, 14,000 tickets that have been resolved, 4,400 tickets that need to be followed up on, 51,000 agent touches, 95% satisfactory rating, and time to first reply. It's an average, so the agents on average would get back to someone within 22 hours.
Okay.
And then here's another example of advanced analytics. Now it goes even deeper than just the simple reports. Now the reports are very informative, but you can apply for advanced analytics that give you even more detail on what your agents are doing and how much time they're spending. It just goes deeper and deeper. Optimizing your employees.
Right. That's very important.
Yep. And this is the leaderboard. This is where you would see your agents. Now, if you see, well, on this one specifically, there's one agent, Robert Torres, and he solved a total of 1 ticket so far. And you can see which agent gets to the tickets first, which one's performing best, and you can either, I don't know if like raises or whatever, but you can just see that one specific employee is doing a really good job. Okay. And this is the search icon. It's the third icon on the left side down. This is your knowledge base. So when an agent is dealing with someone who has a question, over time you will be building a knowledge base to where is the withdrawal button? An agent doesn't know, he can search something really quick from the panel, from the admin panel, and be able to answer them. So that's just another feature. And then all the way at the bottom left, that little cog icon, that's the settings for your agent. And this is his settings. He can change his personal information here, and he can look at the people listed on this system under manage. You can click on views to where it shows you how many what's it called, the ticket categories are listed. Macros are something that you can create so that you can auto respond to people, and of course reports, and you can browse the apps that are installed as well.
Okay. So now, one of the things about the program is that there's no limit to what we can do. I mean, it took us probably, I think, maybe 3 days and nights just kind of making this kind of work together. But there's a lot more that you can do. You'll notice on the categories, there's so many categories, and I'll just show a few. We don't have to stay with it. Like if we find a chat system that we like better, for whatever reason, we can switch out the chat. E-commerce, if you want to sell products and create tickets and combine that into your database and connect it with your email campaign, we can bring in, and we're not limited to these. These are some of the ones that we know work well. If we use another one, we just have to do a little programming and some API technology to make it work. E-commerce, and then we also have CRMs. These are just some CRMs that we worked with. There's a couple others that are not on here, but you can again connect it with the CRM.
Okay.
And
okay.
I think that's it. That's our slide, man.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think I have to explore it myself, to learn more.
Yeah.
The best way to learn is.
Absolutely.
Are you listening?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. The best way to learn is to surf and understand everything step by step using my experience, surfing the page and try and ask you a lot of things that I have to ask you.
Sure.
But for example, there is an option where we can separate any. For example, if the system is handling two companies at the same time, we can separate everything, right? The database,
yes,
the calls, recording calls, everything is set up for each company. For example, if we're handling 2, 3, 4 more, whatever.
Right. Yeah, you would in your customer, for example, say one customer, you have all the information on one customer. That one customer might have communications with you from one company and from another company and another company, but yet that customer you'll see which communications are with which. So you can, and then you can have as many websites with as many web portals, so that when they go to your website, they can interact on that separate system. Correct.
Okay, now, so you mean, for example, if I'm going to handle 2 different companies, we're going to have 2 portals.
Yep, correct. You can have all your, you have two separate portals independently, or we can embed them into your website. And when they go to those portals, those websites, those phone numbers, it all comes into the same system, but it's categorized for that company, so that when you reply, you know that you're representing which company.
For example, when they ask something, they're asking about the company number 1.
Right. Correct. And then you would build your knowledge base based on each company, so that whoever's working on the knowledge base, they would get that information categorized to that because you can tag things as well. So yeah, you can, and you're unlimited. They call it, yeah.
And how I create a new portal? Is it automatic with one click or how it works?
I mean, everything's teachable and learnable, and we're here to help you with that. So if you want to create a new portal, yeah, we just go to the back, we get on the webinar, we show you how to click here, how to click there, and how to do it.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the question. For example, if I want to create something, I don't know what to do. Just we can do a webinar and that's it, right?
Right, and we have 24/7 customer support, knowledge bases, and then we actually, can do the webinar, whatever you need. It's available. And one thing that we don't work with programmers with systems unless we can get a hold of them at 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we want to be able to do it on stuff. Like last night, we haven't even slept yet. We've been working with programmers, and we have to talk to people, whether they're in India or wherever they're at, Russia.
I see.
Now
okay.
let me show you some prices, okay? The phone system, let me see, is going to be, I recommend the $39.99, although there's a little catch. If you look down at the bottom, it says that's the price if you have 100 users. So it's like about maybe 10 or $6 more. So don't hang your head on that price. A little bit higher. This is for huge customers. But anyways, bottom line is that the enterprise system allows you unlimited toll-free minutes, or if you want, you could do 2,500 if you go with toll-free. But as far as the normal local phones, all unlimited, in and out. Business SMS, you'll notice that you can do SMS texting, conferencing. You can integrate with other systems as well. All the call recording is free, so that's per user, okay? And it's you're not obligated to be stuck, for a contract. There are a lot of companies that want to do a contract. Let me show you. So that's per user, and then let's see. And then as far as the actual support system, that part, you have the two dark green. You have 49 per agent or 99 per agent, depending on how you want to use it. And so the extra things that you can get. I mean, that's if you buy for a whole year. Otherwise, the price is $119 a month or $59 a month on those two options. I wouldn't recommend anything but those two.
That's for customer support?
That's the customer support system. So the phone and the customer support are two systems that integrate, but they both have their own costs. Okay? And there's other things that are integrated too that create like.
So in this case, I can have it with them, but I can ask you to support me, right?
Yeah. That's what we're here for. Yep. It took me and Bobby to put, even though to put one system together with all the apps and the functionality and all that stuff and the research, because we know what is cheap and what is good. We know when they have good when we have good programmers and whatever we got to do. So it took us like I think 3 or 4 days and nights. But anyways, with this here, you have the enterprise system has let's see, that's really important. Hold on. Oh, the multi-brand management. See that right there?
Yeah.
On the fourth line, that's the multi-company that you want. That's only with the enterprise system. Okay. So
multi-brand. Okay.
Yeah, that's the biggest feature. That's why I wouldn't look at any other systems unless it could do that, because I'm like you. I want to be able to do it all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, so that's it. That's the one I recommend, the enterprise.
Okay. So where do you have to go there and and pay for it, or what do we do?
Okay, so once you contract us, then then we just put it all together and we get your your debit card and sign up. And like I said, no contract, so well, you're not locked in. If we find something better, like for example the phone systems might change, but they still integrate. They'll still be a soft phone.
What company? The phone system. What company you recommend? The one that you showed me before. What's the name?
Well, okay. Well, there's Ringio. There's right now there's different options. You can go with possibly Ringio, but right now we're in the process of beta testing them to see if they'll integrate, because I could show you their system. The one that we working with was oh my God, what was the name of it? The one that Bobby was showing you. That one was, what's the name of that one? The one you were showing him. No, the phone system. What the heck was it? Hold on a second. No. But we just found out that they charge outgoing minutes, but they don't charge incoming calls. So we're not going to use them. So the one I was showing you was Ring Central.
With Ring Central, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep, because they're gonna give you unlimited calling.
I used to have Ring Central before.
Yeah.
They have databases and a lot of things too. Yeah.
But keep in mind though that we're always checking to see who's outdoing who, because if Ringio if they can make it connect with our programmers, then Ringio surpasses Ring Central.
Right.
So it just depends. But
so how do you integrate that system into this software?
Some things, Bobby, he's a tech guy. He programs. Some things we hire out. Like last night, we got a guy from Spain and a guy from what was he from? India, and we had him help us do some programs. So it just depends, you know what I mean? And we just did it because we got a relationship with them. So it just depends. And it's testing it, and then because we've been doing databases and phone systems for so many years. One of the dangers that people do is they'll get into a system or they'll get into a feature. They don't really haven't thought it through. And I can tell you've thought a lot through, but they haven't thought it all through. And then they're locked into something that really isn't going to meet their needs, or it's going to be not the best. And I already know what is not going to work or what is not going to be, upgradable for the future as our needs change or whatever. You know what I mean? Even like we talked about backing data up. I want to make sure that I can not only back it up, I want to make sure that I can synchronize my data with Excel spreadsheets, because Excel spreadsheets are quick. You can take it in case there's if there's ever a problem, you have all your data on it, and you can put an Excel spreadsheet to any database. And that's another thing too. Like for example, let's just say you don't want a database, okay? I'm still going to get you one anyway, because there's some of them that we can get at no cost for so many contacts until you max it out. And so we're going to max it out just to have it backed up. Why not? Why not have it if we can have it for free? You know what I mean? Same thing with like email marketing. You may not ask for it, but there's some email marketing campaigns that I know work well with web forms and they work well with data, and we'll just have it populate just in case one day you say, hey, I want to do an email marketing campaign, and because it's just good business practice, even if you don't ask for it. It's just something we would do anyways. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so look at it more deep. Definitely, I have to surf